It's that special time of year, the autumnal equinox. Crunchy leaves, crisp air, hay rides, and something spooky on the horizon.
That's right. Fall is officially here. And to celebrate here at How Star Wars Is It, we thought we'd get in the spirit with a little, seasonal beverage. We're going to cover Pumpkin Spice Lattes.
How Star Wars is it?
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to How Star Wars Is It, our dear listeners. My name is Josiah.
My name is Mike.
And we're your hosts. And we're here to tell you how Star Wars things are.
That's right.
All of the things.
We're not going to tell you how good they are.
No, or how bad they are. We don't care about that stuff.
And what is this, just about movies and TV shows, Josiah?
No, and our back catalog may lead you to believe that it's mostly about that, but we promise.
One of the episodes was moving.
It's true, and some were about sharks, so we're covering everything that's ever existed, and ever will exist, and exists right now. We want to take everything in the world and figure out how Star Wars it is, on a scale of 1 to 10 on the Hisui scale.
Right, and we wanted to try to win some of you back after our solo A Star Wars Story episode.
That's right.
So we decided we'd do a thing that a lot of people seem to really like inexplicably.
That's true. And so we know some of you are here for the Star Wars. We know some of you are here for the not Star Wars. We actually don't know why any of you are here. But here's the thing.
Right.
We know that everybody loves pumpkin spice lattes. And we thought, what's more fall than a pumpkin-flavored seasonal beverage? You know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
Because fall is all about the things you can only get during this time of year. The experiences that you can only have.
That's a really funny way of phrasing it. You're right. Like, fall is about the things you can only get during fall.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily think of the other seasons that way. I suppose like summer is like only like that's a kind of how Star Wars is it way of looking at something, like how fall is fall. But like, you're right. Like, I think fall is the most emotionally driven season. Like, you're most kind of at a position of kind of being nostalgic, but also like cuddly and cinnamon and smells and jackets.
Like, school is starting, so if you're in school, it's like transition. It's no longer summer, so whatever fun bullshit you were doing during summer, you don't get to do anymore. Cuffing season is starting, so you're trying to be like, I want to get snuggly with a person. And there's so many different feelings to it. And then, like, winter's coming, and winter's just going to suck. Like, if you live in the northern hemisphere, winter is going to suck. I guess I should say there's winter down there is still winter. It's just during a different part of the year. But anyway, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it is a very much an emotionally charged time of year where...
winter is going to suck unless you're in the southern hemisphere. And then winter is going to be so fun. Like, have a great winter.
Have a great winter. That oh my God, do you think they say
that's probably what they write in yearbooks? Yeah.
Well, so like I made an Australian friend actually during a anarchy workshop, which was it's a whole other story in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
But my Australian pal, shout out to Caitlin. So I'm sure she gets very tired of me because I essentially just text her every time I have a question about Australia, which I'm sure she loves to no end. But that was one of the main things that led me to realize she was Australian, was because during that workshop we were talking about like Christmassy things, because it was kind of getting close to Christmas, and the thing she's like, it was like a warm up, everyone was going around and like doing however many like stuff about Christmas. And so what did she say? She goes like, go into the beach. And we were like, what? And it's because, like, you know, if you're in fucking Australia, you're gonna
the toilet goes backwards.
The toilet goes backwards, and you're gonna go to the beach during Christmas because it's nice weather down there at that time.
It's
if I do say so myself, it's kind of nice. You know?
Sure.
Anyway.
And you do. You do say so
I
yourself.
do. And I do only know one Australian person, and I know one New Zealand person, and I'm sure they both get tired of me asking them questions.
Yeah, sure.
about their lives. Anyway.
But yeah, we're talking fall, and what better way to summarize the coming and going of fall than the pumpkin spice latte?
Now, Mike,
the McRib of the coffee world.
That's right. You hate to see it go. You love to watch it walk away, but you know it's going to come back.
Yeah.
You always know
the
it's
real
coming
ass
back.
on that pumpkin spice latte.
Dude, PSLs are thick with a bunch of C's.
Well, you know what I will not disagree with is that sentence, because I had one today and I feel like I had to like go to the dentist and take a shower after I drank it, because it is like so freaking like full, thick, heavy.
Really kind of chew through it and get through the whole thing. Now, I have to tell you, Mike, I haven't had a PSL in a minute because... Sure. And here's something that gosh, I hate to admit this. I think the listeners might not know this about me. But I can't intake milk. I can't intake dairy. And I'm allergic to milk. I'm not lactose intolerant. I say I'm lactose intolerant because it's easier to say than I'm allergic to milk, because people don't know what allergic to milk is. And it's just like when you're allergic to other things, except it's milk. Like, it's not that complicated, but people don't. They're like, wait, lactose intolerant? It's like, no, it's just I can't drink milk. Anyway, so I can't do dairy. We were just talking before this about stuff we can't drink, but oh wait, that was beer. Never mind, I'll cut that out. They can't know we drink beer. Anyway, so I haven't had a pumpkin spice latte in a minute, and I think the last time I did have one, it was with almond milk or something. So I am honestly not sure if I've ever had the true PSL experience.
Sure.
So I don't even, but I do love pumpkin flavored things. Pumpkin pie.
Me too. In
pumpkin
fact,
bread.
I'm drinking right now my probably top one, if not top 3 favorite beers of all time, the Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale.
I love it. I like how
you know a reason why I really like it?
Why?
It is not too pumpkin-y.
That's right.
You get that flavor. You get that roasty, nutmeggy, fall-y, roasty, I already said roasty flavor. But it's a brown ale with pumpkin, as opposed to pumpkin or other pumpkin ales that are like very pumpkin heavy. Or, I might say, add to that list, the pumpkin spice latte.
Yes. So my mom makes the best dang pies. It's one of her specialties. And I loved pumpkin pie growing up. And I love it
Favorite
to this
pie.
day. I love it to this day. Yep. My mom makes great pumpkin pie. That being said, I've had other places pumpkin pie. I've had store-bought pumpkin pie. Shit's too sweet. I think, here's the thing. I think like real pumpkin shit
isn't actually,
because like
I'm with you. It's like Chairmelon bubble gum.
Yes, because like the thing we're talking about, like that pumpkin flavor that's kind of nice, that like spicy little pumpkin thing we associate with pumpkin, that's just pumpkin and spices. The other stuff makes it a little too sweet. And so when you're getting a pumpkin pie from like a grocery store or whatever, it's going to be a little too sweet because they're making it with that sweetness in mind. Right. So pumpkin spice is just a spice. Like I don't even think it has pumpkin in it. I think it's just like a bunch of different pumpkin-esque things. I'd have to look that up for sure.
I mean, like it's a pumpkin, but it's like a like a flavor syrup in the way that you could get a vanilla latte or whatever. And so having gotten them before, today on my way to work was like, oh shit, we're talking about pumpkin spice lattes tonight. And so I went to Starbucks drive-thru, and at the window, or at the the little speaker thing, I was like, they're like, welcome to Starbucks. And I was like, hi, how many pumps of that pumpkin stuff is in a pumpkin spice latte? And she was like, what size? And I said, like tall. And she said, 3.
Whoa.
And I was like, okay, could I have a pumpkin spice latte, but with only 1 pump, please?
Yeah, that's a lot of pumps.
And like, when I started drinking it, it was still very like, oh gosh, this is like having a dessert and I haven't begun my day yet.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is very like tolerable, if not even kind of lovely. And then after like maybe 15 minutes of having it and like, beginning my day and logging into my computer and going around the office and doing other things, when I like came back and I finished it and it wasn't like still piping hot, I was like, I'm going to throw this away.
I'm done with this. Mike, you mentioned drive-thrus. And real quick, I think.
Oh, I sure did.
In the midst of this PSL, we're talking about chain restaurants, cafes. I think we got to have a Wendy's corner because I have a breaking news Wendy's update that I got to tell you about.
We're switching from PSL to PSA. This is a public service announcement for Wendy's fans.
Yeah. So luckily, my Google phone knows me very well and gives me literally every Wendy. It like in my little Google. Whoa! I'm getting an ad right now. Shut up. Okay.
Weird.
It gives me every Wendy's story that it finds. It's like, do you want to know about this? And every time I'm like, absolutely, I do.
I mean, yeah.
So, breaking news literally today, September 10th, 2019, the day we're recording this. Wendy's will start serving breakfast. Fuck, I can't even talk.
It's groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. Wendy's will start serving breakfast across the United States next. Steaks? What? Jesus! I got one more time.
Okay.
Wendy's will start serving breakfast across the United States next year. I'm just gonna lean into it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. So next year, Wendy's is gonna start serving breakfast. Apparently, 300 locations already serve breakfast, including a bacon sandwich and a honey butter chicken biscuit, which I love. Any Wendy's sandwich that offers bacon, so I would be all over that.
A honey butter chicken biscuit sounds very good. There's a place right near me called Dollop Diner. Dollop is like a little mini chain here, and they have a diner version, and they have this like maple butter chicken biscuit. My guess is that it is probably far superior to the Wendy's chicken biscuit, but I would chow on one of those.
Oh, I would too. There's a chain in Texas and the surrounding area called Whataburger, which I don't know if you've ever been to.
I hear about this.
And Whataburger's great, my favorite fast food burger, and it also offers a honey butter chicken biscuit, which is to die for. And a lot of Whataburgers are 24 hours, so you go there after a night of drinking, you get your honey butter chicken biscuit, and it's literally life-changing. And if Wendy's honey butter chicken biscuit is anywhere near as good as Whataburger's, then I will eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The other thing I wanted to say is I did go to Wendy's recently while we're in the Wendy's corner, because we were in Fairbanks, me and some friends. We had to pick up our friend from the airport, and so we drove over to the big city of Fairbanks, Alaska. And, we had time to get lunch there. And where did we decide to go? We didn't want to take in the local color. We didn't want to get any fresh seafood. We got Wendy's. And, we literally sat down and ate in the Wendy's. We dined in. We did not do the drive-thru. We sat down and had some good Wendy's.
In terms of the fast food world, I feel like the place I've dined in the most is probably Wendy's. Or maybe Taco Bell.
Me too. And I've probably talked about this before.
School,
but I thought that Wendy's was like a nice restaurant.
Like a restaurant.
Yeah. Because
it has like a salad bar and like that kind of domed in window, like patio area.
When I was a kid, like my family would go to Wendy's semi-frequently after church on Sundays. So like I thought it was like a restaurant, because like the other restaurants we went to were actual like dine-in, like, not like fast food. So I thought Wendy's was the same. I was like, as far as fast food restaurants go, Wendy's is up there as far as like fanciness goes.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I got the jalapeno bacon chicken sandwich, which is part of their new Made to Crave menu. Got it without cheese because I can't eat the cheese. Also got some spicy nugs. They are just as good as they used to be. Shout out to the spicy nugs. They're amazing.
Hell yeah. Very happy to hear that.
Yeah, and one of my friends got the regular nugs because they were too scared of the spicy, and I was like, try the spicy. And they tried them, and they were like, it's just the right level of spice. And I said, I know it is.
It's like beyond mild.
Yeah, it's just like it's not even spicy. It's just like, oh, flavorful. It's just like it's like slightly flavorful. It's very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Wendy's corner. So back to PSL.
Right. Okay.
So my coffee experience is
yes. Go ahead.
Do you remember when you first started drinking coffee? Like, do you need that Joe?
I do, exactly.
Do you need that cup of Joe to start your day?
I was not into it until after high school, and I was working at a local candy store in my hometown. And as a part of the store, we had like a small cafe and we brewed local coffee / espresso. And I learned how to make all the different drinks like lattes and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I better try one of these. And so I made a mocha. And again, it was a candy store. So we had like top of the line chocolate for the mochas. It wasn't just like a pump of like splurt chocolate syrup kind of stuff. It was like real deal
Splurt,
like
TM.
Mayan cacao. Yeah, for real. And so I like made an iced mocha and I drank it in like a second and I was like, that was delicious and I am wired. And then from then on I would make like a drink like that at every shift I had, and then I started drinking it in college, and then eventually mocha turned into just latte, and then latte turned into just coffee because it was like, I don't need all the frilly shit.
Yeah. I think that happens with a lot of people's coffee journey is you eventually figure out that either you like black coffee or there's like a certain combination of like sugars and creams that you're like, this is fine. I don't need anything more than this.
Right.
For me, it was I think it happened like literally. So conveniently, like my first job was when I was 15. It was a summer job. I had to get up early in the morning, and so my dad would make coffee, and I was like, can I have some too when I go to work?
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, we'll make you a little we'll make more and we'll give you a thermos. So I wanted to be cool, so I was like, just give it to me black. I don't need anything else. And so I would just drink like a little thermos of black coffee at this little like kids camp I worked at. And my dad makes my dad's like policy is like there's certain things in life that are worth spending money on, and two of the things that he taught me were coffee. It's worth spending money on like decent coffee because shitty coffee really sucks.
Agree.
And underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just some really good wisdom from my dad. So he had it was really good coffee. Like and he still to this day, he and my mom always they grind their own beans, like they buy them whole and they grind them at their home, and like they always make really good coffee.
When I do make coffee, which is now not very frequent at all. In fact, I left my coffee maker at my last apartment after we moved, but it was like a $15 coffee maker, but I was that way. Like I was like, just buy a whole bean coffee, because when you grind it, that's part of the fun. You get to like smell it, and then it's like releasing all the like, smells, I guess.
The bean
like
smells.
For the first time, it's not just like powder.
Yeah. It's and it was a year later that we found out I was allergic to milk. So the fact that I had started drinking coffee black was convenient because I just kept drinking it black out of like necessity. And and then like shortly after that, a lot of places started carrying, and I probably did before that too, but I was just a kid and didn't know. But they started carrying like different milk options and stuff. And so occasionally I'll get a latte. Occasionally I'll get a latte with some oat milk, some coconut milk, some almond milk, whatever they have. But most of the time I'm going in, I'm getting a black coffee, or I'm getting an iced Americano, or I'm getting cold brew, because cold brew is my number one. I love cold brew.
Cold brew is bonkers because it makes me feel insane.
The caffeine level is higher, the acidic level is lower, which is why I started drinking it, because I have bad acid reflux because I'm an 80-year-old man. But it's my favorite, and it's like my go-to drink. And it's amazing, but it does make you feel like like electricity is running through your veins. Yeah,
and it's also easy to drink very fast.
Oh yeah, you're just like, this doesn't taste as like hardcore as other coffee. Nom 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 nom, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa.
You can like see colors and taste smells. Wait, colors?
You can definitely see colors. You're definitely
all
right.
of a sudden see colors.
I've never been. Wait, Mike, have you not been able to see colors before?
Yeah, no, and I'm smelling all these odors, and I'm feeling all these hard things.
Wait, Mike, do you have the opposite of synesthesia, where you're just now experiencing normal feelings? Because, like, congrats, I guess.
Yeah, I can hear music.
Hey, that's beautiful, man. What was it before? What was music before?
It was just stinky.
Everyone would just start, like, you go to the orchestra and you're like, this smells terrible.
Yeah,
I was like, we don't know what you're talking about. Oh man,
you guys smell that first violin?
So stinky. I have a friend here on this contract who has a form of synesthesia. It's audio, visual. So where like when she hears, like when she's listening to stuff, she sees colors and like images and lines and stuff like that, which my choir director did in high school too, which is, it's very interesting to talk with them about that, because they experience sort of reality a different way. But because of that, she has basically a superpower where she has to tune out literally everything else other than what she's focusing on, because otherwise she can't like focus because there's too much like other like stimuli. And so she is incredibly hard to get. It's incredibly hard to get her attention ever because she's only focused on what she's doing. So you can literally yell her name for like a minute, and if she's talking to someone else, she won't even know you were doing it.
It's like when Charles Xavier was a little boy and discovered he could hear everybody's thoughts, and he had to learn how to focus on what specifically he needed to hear. It
is exactly like that. It's exactly like that.
Hold on. Was your teacher Professor X?
Am I working with Charles Xavier right now? Whoa.
What are you, maybe. Jean Grey?
Oh, gosh. I gotta stop going on tangents, but this is the second episode we recorded in a row, and I always go on a lot of tangents.
Dude, I don't care. I don't have a lot to say about this one drink you can get at Starbucks.
Well, let me tell you then. There's this
weird... I tell you, get no respect.
I get no respect. So there's this weird thing that happened in like the early issues of the original Uncanny X-Men with Professor X and Jean Grey. Originally
when would
Marvel
this
Girl.
Have been? Like in the
60s.
Late 80s, early 90s days?
No,
or the 60s?
No. Literally the first couple issues that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby wrote. We're talking the 60s. Yeah. Late 60s, similar era where Spider-Man had just come out, the Avengers was coming out soon, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. So it was Beast, it was Iceman, it was Jean, it was Scott, it was Charles.
Yes, and it's before X-Men got good, because the early issues...
Wasn't a furry Beast.
No, he was normal human Beast. The early issues were honestly very boring. They kind of suck. It wasn't until Chris Claremont came along in like the late 70s that X-Men started getting good. Anyway, all that being said... there's this weird panel that's like just there for a second and then never mentioned ever again, where Charles Xavier is like talking about Jean Grey, and he's like, she must never know that like he's like, I have to take care of her, my love, the one I care about, but she must never know that I love her, or something like that. And it's this very weird thing where he's a grown man and he's talking about someone who has been established as a teenage girl in the comic books, saying that he's in love with her. And it's literally never, ever mentioned again. And it's one of those things that's pretty obviously Stan Lee and Jack Kirby definitely not being on the same page about what was going on in the comic book. Because that happens semi-frequently in those early comics because of the way that Marvel makes comics is super weird. And like, they back in those days, it was like, oh, well, you do this and we do this, and it was like comics by committee. So it's like something happened that like they just were not on the same page, and because of that, there was this weird pedophile Charles Xavier only for like one issue in the first 10 issues. It's so fucking weird.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I just wanted to give that a little bit of...
That is weird that that's never been addressed because... And I mean, I don't know if it has or hasn't, but like from what you just described, because like... It would seem as though anything that's ever been said in X-Men can be referenced at a moment's notice, like still to this day. Like it's all like one continuity. Of course, there's, wacky shit where they go back in time and stuff gets retconned and there's multiple universes and, whatever. But like, it seems like anytime anything is said, it's referencing like 5 other X-Men before it.
Well, to be fair, I said it was never referenced, and that's not entirely true because there was a time where Professor X and Magneto's like sort of consciousnesses got combined in a villain called Onslaught, and it did reveal to Jean Grey that Professor X did say that one time, and she got really freaked out by it, and so that did happen, which is also really weird. X-Men's weird.
X-Men is like only weird.
Yeah, it's a weird fucking thing, and I love it. But that's all I have to say about that.
Man, we should just do like next April Avengers month. We should just only do X-Men comics.
That's not a bad idea.
Like not do any of the movies, not do the 90s animated show. Just do we could do God Loves Man Kills. We could do the Joss Whedon run of Astonishing X-Men. We could do another Claremont one, like Dark Phoenix Saga.
Dark Phoenix, yeah. Dark Phoenix is great.
We lost a connection there for a second, but we were talking about X-Men comics because
we were talking about X-Men comics during our Pumpkin Spice Latte episode, which is exactly what you've come to expect.
The name I was looking for was Grant Morrison, by the way.
Oh yeah, Grant Morrison's run, New X-Men, very
Yes,
weird, lots of
yes.
weird, goofy shit.
Yes.
Anyway, pumpkin spice lattes
Ugh.
are pretty Star Wars because they are a commodity that everyone loves. They only come around like once a
Yes.
year.
I know. That is something I wrote down. Like, people do sort of anticipate it, and yet in so doing, it has kind of been a little bit of a diminishing return.
Yeah, it's like everyone. Well, it's one of those things that, like, like you said, like you have the first one in your first sip, and you're like, "Oh, this is yummy," and like everybody likes them, but it's easy to make fun of in the way that I think it is similar to Star Wars, where it's sort of a blockbuster drink, where it's like, yeah, we know,
Takes the
know
world by storm.
right? We know it's pumpkin spice latte time, but like no one actually it's not anyone's favorite drink. It's just
No,
like,
right.
oh well, it's time. It like similar to how like I love Star Wars and I love those movies, but like on my list of favorite movies, it's mostly, I'm not going to include many like actual Star Wars movies because I
Right.
know they're not like the best movies that I've
Well,
seen.
and you're
you know
also
what I
not
mean?
going to watch it like every day or every week.
Right. I might watch it every year, just like I'll have a PSL every year.
Right. But like, what if they only did the pumpkin spice latte every other fall? You know, like, we would all of a sudden, like, if next year they didn't release it, the world would sort of be like, wait, what the fuck? Where's the pumpkin spice latte? And then the
think,
following
yes.
year they'd be like, it's back, baby!
Yeah. Can you imagine the blue balls the entire world would get if
All
Starbucks
of
was
the
like,
basic people.
yeah, like Starbucks was like, no, not this year. And we're
Yeah.
like, what? How? What? Like, it would be, it's the same with the McRib. Like, if they, like,
Right.
the longer they go without it,
And
more
the
people are like,
Shamrock
please,
Shake.
can we have it? Please, can we have it?
Right.
And then finally McDonald's is like, yeah, we'll give it to you, you little dirty, nasty babies. And we're like, thank you. We
we
love
know
this
what you
messy
want,
sandwich.
you little yuckies.
You're all so yucky.
I mentioned that, and this is such a like 10-year-old joke now, but like the notion of being quote basic
Sure.
was tied to the pumpkin spice latte for a while. In fact, there was also like a meme around the time that this was funny that it was like, well, it's the fall because the pumpkin spice latte is back, and women are dressing like Han Solo. Because they all have like leggings and tall black boots and then like a vest and like a bit baggier of a shirt. Like the
Yeah,
uniform that pumpkin spice latte is somewhat associated with is quite Star Wars because it is Han Solo.
Oh, absolutely. There is, and I think like it's unfair because I think like the idea of like basic is sort of this annoying.
Yeah. It's like
It's
something that
annoying.
like moms know about now, so it's like not cool or funny anymore.
Right. It's like, oh, so basic. And it's like, well, basic just means like something that everybody likes, right? And it's like, and because of that very definition of like something that's basic, it's like, well, then what's the problem with liking it? Like,
Right.
most people enjoy these things because they are inoffensive and just like enjoyable. Like,
Right.
things that are basic are normally just they're okay. Like, and sometimes they're pretty yummy, sometimes they're pretty cool. And then a lot of times it's just like, it's fine. Like, it's comfortable. Like, it's not challenging.
Right.
And the pumpkin, like, I think that's the thing about the pumpkin spice latte and like other basic things in general. It's just not challenging. It's just nice, you know?
Sure.
Which I think Star Wars is sometimes too.
Yes, oh, completely. There have been very few Star Warses that have been, quote, challenging.
Right. You're not going to leave many Star Wars movies going like, whoa, I got to think about this.
Right. That said, I would take a number of other seasonal fall beverages over a pumpkin spice latte, like a
Sure.
pumpkin beer or an apple cider, like a hot
love a
apple cider
cider.
with a little cinnamon stick in it.
Mm.
You know,
Talk
you're doing a
dirty to me.
hayride, and then you get a
Oh.
styrofoam cup for $3 of a hot apple cider.
Oh, shut up.
Have
You're
you ever,
killing me over
speaking
here.
of which, this is a somewhat Chicagoland local reference, but have you ever been to Richardson Farms? The
No.
big corn maze that's like an hour maybe away from here?
Oh, dude, I love a corn maze. Went to a
it
bunch
is-
of corn mazes
It is
in Texas.
a gigantic corn maze. I can't remember if it's the biggest in Illinois or the biggest in the country, and that's, you know, somewhat debatable, I would imagine, but they always have a different, like, it's almost more like a mural or like a drawing than it is just a straight maze. Like, it looks like something every year. And it's this big farm, and they also have this whole like adventure land that's this kind of
Hell
like
yeah.
low rent Disney World, but it's like Midwest fall farm themed. There's like
I love that.
a little hayride, but there's also like these giant like inflatable mounds that people like bounce on, and there's also like a huge zip line and
Yes.
a carousel and like a big like the zip line platform. You can also like throw pumpkins down and try to hit targets, and there's like zorbs. You know zorbs?
No, what?
Those, like they're like from New Zealand, I want to say, but they're like big inflatable balls that you like go inside like a hamster ball.
yeah.
They have that. Like they have just like all this shit, and it is so fun. And yeah, fall's the best season, and don't at me. Or please do, because we want interactivity on social media.
We do, and honestly, we'd love to talk about fall because it
Fall's
is
the
truly.
best.
I think fall is interesting because, like, I don't know anybody who doesn't like fall. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like people don't like winter, people don't like summer, but like fall and spring is some people don't like spring because it can get wet or whatever. But like, I think fall is truly
Yeah.
one of the seasons that everybody
It's
enjoys.
like universally adored.
Yeah, because it's truly like a season where it's gonna not be as hot as it was because we're all tired of being hot.
Yep.
But it's not super cold yet, so everyone's like, "This is dope. This is the exact happy medium that I needed."
Yeah.
It's. I think it's like this. Yeah, you're right. It's like universally adored season where every other season, some people can like it, some people won't like it, but fall is like, yeah, I'm into fall. Fall's great. I have nothing bad to say about fall.
It's like inoffensive. It whether or not it is universally adored, it is at the very least universally acknowledged as like, yeah, that's nice. Which
Right, like
you
no
could
one
very much say about
Is Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yep. Yeah. No one is going to, like, some people are like, I hate winter. I hate summer. No one's
Right.
going to hate fall in the same way that, like, very few people hate Star Wars. Like,
Right.
I know people who did not get on the bandwagon until late in life who don't like Star Wars, where they're
Right.
like, I don't really get why everyone's so obsessed with this.
Right.
But
Or even
even
just
they-
kind of don't care, like it doesn't do it for them.
Right, but even they don't hate it. They're
Yeah.
like, it's not my cup of tea. Like, they're like, I don't understand why everyone likes this, but they're not like, oh, Star Wars sucks, because it's like, it doesn't. Like, when you weigh the good parts against the bad parts, it's like, yeah, it's like Star Wars is pretty good most of the time. Like, it's pretty
Right.
fine. But we're getting kind of to the time where we need to go to the Sarlacc
Yes,
pit.
we are. I think we've made like about as strong of a case as to how this is Star Wars. It's thick. It's a
so
little
thick.
it's a little sugary and sweet at sometimes, a little more fluffy than it is substance, but it is universally agreed upon as being like
Not
fine.
terrible. Yeah.
And it is it only comes out every so often, enough for you to build anticipation to like it, even maybe more than it ought to be liked,
Yes.
more than it deserves because of hype.
Absolutely.
And the rest of our talking points might be that this thing is not very Star Wars, but we'll find out after the break.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So let's jump into the Sarlacc pit. Whee!
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We love you, and may the merch be with you.
That's right. Hello, Who's listeners. It's Josiah
And Mike.
Mike here in the ad break to talk to you about our merch. We sometimes mention it at the end of the show, but we have merch. We've got several cool designs on our TeePublic store that you could get on a shirt, a sticker, a mug, whatever you want. Mike, what are some of those designs?
Oh, we got Star Wars' chili, the classic Skyline chili logo, reappropriated to our show. We got just straight up Hasui. We've got the logo for the podcast. There's a lot of designs. And we're always making new ones.
They're always cooking in our brains. So go to our social media, Twitter, Instagram, go to the link in the bios there because that'll take you straight to the How Star Wars Is It store on TeePublic.
And it helps support the show.
That's right.
But
Bye,
Bye.
babies.
How Star Wars is it?
and we're back.
And back. And we're back. And we're back.
And we're back. Oh,
That's a cool-
baby,
that's a cool-
we're back to the show.
Oh, we're back to the show.
And we're back.
And we're back.
So we are doing the Pumpkin Spice Latte episode. Here we go. Okay. I have the game this week. We have talked about how the pumpkin spice latte is, to use a tired phrase, basic.
Sure.
So this is a trivia game in the same way that last week's So Low episode game was trivia related. And every answer to these trivia questions contains one of the following words.
Okay.
Pumpkin, spice, basic.
Okay, every answer contains the words pumpkin, spice, or
Yeah,
basic.
one of those.
Okay, great. I think I understand.
So, like, with maybe an exception, there's not really any Star Wars to this. It's just sort of
that's
like
fine.
general trivia.
I love it.
Cool. Pumpkin, spice, or basic.
Mike.
I will also say right now, and I'm not lying, because like this would be the type of thing I would say, but it was a lie. There aren't any tricks.
Can I also say that I definitely I think that this podcast is going to make us in the future very good at hosting trivia nights.
Oh, totally. Because we realize the day that we're recording, like, oh shit, I have to write a game, and then we come up with something really fast, and then we write it.
Yep, and one day we're going to be like at a local bar hosting some really fucking kick-ass trivia.
Yeah, totally. We'll just keep our docs that we keep all this stuff in, and we could basically just start doing trivia now.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, so again, pumpkin, spice, or basic is included in every answer. Your first question. This is a computer programming language developed by John G. Kemeny and Thomas E. Kurtz in 1964.
Oh, hold on. Is it just called basic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
It's
just
called
called
basic,
right?
It stands for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code.
That's so stupid that they made an acronym that said that.
Yeah, it's like SHIELD.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
You know what that means? It means that you guys really tried hard to make your acronym be SHIELD.
Yep, exactly. It's funny because I'm not a programmer and I don't know anything about computers, but I have like weird, just like side knowledge of different computer programming things just because I think it's interesting.
I'm alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay. Pumpkin, spice, or basic? Question 2.
Okay.
This one will make me giggle. This is a group of adult pay-per-view channels that include RKTV, Brazzers TV, Bang You, and Mofos.
Is that Spice Cable?
Yeah, it's the Spice Networks.
Oh, it's the Spice Network. It's all porn?
Yeah, but like on TV.
Oh, jeez.
So the way I did this game, as some background, is I just would Google one of those 3 words and then go to that Wikipedia page and then click on the, like, for other examples, see spice disambiguation. And then it was like spice in, media, spice in computer programming or whatever. And then it was like, oh, media. Oh, Spice Networks. What's that? Oh, right. That's porn.
I love it.
Okay. Number 3. You could say that anything with a pH level above 7 is this.
Basic.
Yes, that's right.
Not acidic.
Right. Number 4.
I took AP chemistry, Mike.
Oh,
so.
hell yeah.
So give me some hard ones,
Sure. Here's a hard one.
Okay.
This is an unseen character in the 1966 television special starring Linus, Lucy, Charlie Brown, and the gang.
The Great Pumpkin.
Yeah. Okay, here's a hard one because, why would anyone know this? Although you might, because you've got, weird shit.
You have weird shit. That's right.
This is a 2010 smartphone with a slide-out QWERTY keyboard.
Oh, wait. 2010. BlackBerry Basic. I don't know.
Nope, but your like formula there was on the right track. You just missed both answers. It is the Motorola Spice.
Oh, the spice. That's fun. I love that.
Here we go for tying it into the podcast. This is the language spoken by Luke, Han, Leia, and all your favorite Star Wars characters, besides Jabba, Greedo, Poggle, the Lesser, etc.
Basic.
Yeah. Otherwise known as Galactic Basic.
Mm-hmm. And it's just English.
Yeah, right. Okay, this one is like a two-parter, and it's really funny to me because like I've never even heard of it.
Okay.
This is a 2003 German-American mystery action thriller film. I will clarify that this mystery action thriller film is one of those three words unto itself. It's not like, you know, a longer title and that word's included. It's just the word.
Pumpkin?
Nope. It's basic.
I really wanted it to be pumpkin.
And so the follow-up question is, name any actor in this movie. and I will give you some little just color here. Two of the actors in this movie are in another far more famous movie together as like a duo. Not a duo in the sense of like Batman and Robin or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. They're not like necessarily known with like a duo moniker like that, but they are in scene like scene together or like a bit
Keanu
of movie
Reeves.
together. No. Well, that's not one of those two. He might be in it. Who fucking knows? Let's see. Cast. Is Keanu Reeves in this? No.
Damn it.
The Wikipedia cast names like 12-ish people. I'm gonna start naming them in reverse order up until top build, and I could even maybe give you the first like 3 or 4 letters of the title, and you still might not know it. And again, it's only one of these words.
Okay. But you already told me it's basic.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh shoot, yeah. Okay. Harry Connick Jr.
Okay.
Rosalind Sanchez.
Okay.
Christian de la Fuente. Dash Mihawk. Tay Diggs.
Tay Diggs.
Brian Van Holt. Giovanni Ribisi. Tim Daly. I'll skip number 3 and I'll say number 2, Connie Nielsen. And then the number 1 build and the number 3 build are the duo from a 1994 film by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, is it Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta?
Yes.
Nah. Wow. What
so
the
now
heck?
you've heard of the film Basic.
That's so strange.
I hadn't heard of it till just now either, so I would have also been in your position. I feel like a bit of an Alex Trebek going like, no, it was Travolta.
You idiot.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Okay. To follow up with a film you also may not have heard of, this is a 2002 romantic dark comedy film starring Christina Ricci.
Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones.
It is not that.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
A 2002...
Sorry, say it again.
Yeah, a 2002 romantic dark comedy film starring Christina Ricci. And I will say again, this is just one of those 3 words.
Oh, God, okay. Spice.
It is pumpkin.
Damn it!
Okay.
Can't fucking win.
Okay, number 9. This group is the biggest British pop success since the Beatles, that's in quotes, and the best-selling female group of all time.
The Spice Girls.
Correct.
Okay, good. That one was easier.
Speaking of giant successful music groups, what Chicago-born alternative band stars/features is fronted by Billy Corgan?
Wait. Does this have pumpkin spice or basic in it?
It does. Basically, the question is, what is Billy Corgan's band?
Wait. Oh, Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, basic something? And I'm fucking dumb.
Okay. Created for customers who may be more price sensitive, This lower-priced fare provides the same in-flight services and amenities that are available with standard economy, such as food and beverages, Wi-Fi, and in-flight entertainment, but with some important restrictions that you'll want to be sure to review carefully before booking.
Basic fare?
Yeah, it's United Airlines Basic Economy.
It sounds like every basic seat I've ever bought on an airline, because I've never gotten more than that.
Right. That was just another one. When I Googled like basic, United Basic Economy was something that hit, and I was like, that's funny.
I love it.
Okay, and the last question. This SNL instant classic character is famous for his absurdist antics and his outfit that reportedly cost $12.99 at a Party City.
Oh God, I don't think I know this one.
Would it help if I...
Oh, David S. Pumpkins.
Yes.
Oh, that was so close. I was trying to think of like, for some reason I was like Weekend Update characters, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I jumped to Weekend Update. But yeah, David S. Pumpkins.
Man, wasn't that so funny? Wasn't he
that was
great?
He was great. It was such a weird thing that we all got obsessed about.
Did you see when they did the animated like half-hour special?
I never watched it, no.
It was fun. Like, it made me laugh out loud like a number of times.
What a weird time where we were all like, everyone in the world was like, we love this. This is good.
Like, right away.
Yeah.
Like in fact, I remember watching that sketch live going, oh, this is going to be huge. like I think this is very funny, but I think like normal ass people will think this is funny too, and it won't be fun to even talk about.
Yeah, we'll all be like, ugh, we're over. Like everyone likes it. It's no longer fun.
Right.
But
like
it was
when your
fun.
boss is like, oh my gosh, did you see David Pumpkins on the Saturday Night Live?
And you're like, it's David S. Pumpkins. Ugh, you idiot.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. How dare you?
But that's all for that game of just random trivia that had answers that sort of tied in.
I liked it. There was one Star Wars question in there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, come on, give yourself some credit.
Okay. Oh, some credits?
Mm-hmm.
That's the money in that.
That's the money in that Star Wars thing. They call it credit instead of money.
That's how they do money.
Yeah, it's basic and it's credits.
Because they couldn't just say, like, space dollars.
Space bucks. Space buccarinos.
Hey, speaking of space bucks, Starbucks.
Oh, nice, dude. Dude, that was pretty good.
Hey, thanks.
So here's the thing. Is it Star Wars?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I don't think so. The things that are fighting for it being Star Wars are that it's, like, only comes out once a year, and that's a big contributor to how much hype is generated for it.
Yeah. I think the issue is one of the things is it's just a drink. And it's not a media. And that's kind of hard to get over that hurdle, you know?
Right. Look, if this podcast were How Drink Is It, this thing would get at least like an 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a drink, and no one can argue that it's not a drink.
Right.
But Star Wars has drinks, but is not a drink, which is why it's
That's
tricky.
right. Star Wars has drinks, but it is not a drink. It's like a square versus a rectangle.
Exactly.
You know?
There is like there's the blue milk. Like we know there's the blue milk. You know what I mean? Like we got it. There's blue milk.
And the green milk from that big utter thalassiren thing.
Yeah, that sexy little like teat that Luke
Speaking
sucks.
of, have you seen the like meme of it with the metal Leia bikini on?
No.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, that's very
I mean, that's it. That's the joke.
That's very upsetting. No,
But yeah, Star Wars has drinks, but is not itself a drink.
Yes, so that's points against it right now for sure. I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time. Like, we've talked about the things that make it more Star Wars, but like Pumpkin Spice Latte, it's not Star Wars, okay?
No.
It's got the same sort of
somewhat ubiquitous, but that's kind of where the line is drawn. Like, culturally, people like it, but it's, like you said, it's a drink.
Yeah, it's not a movie. It's not a TV show. It's not a comic. It's not a book.
Right.
It's a drink.
It's not a video game.
No.
It's not a novel.
No.
It's not a young reader's novel.
Well, now that we're listing all the things that are Star Wars things, I'm starting to wonder if maybe a drink isn't that far out of
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
maybe we should lose.
It's not an inflatable chair. It's not
It's
a
not a
pair of
toy.
slippers.
It's not a cereal. Like, it's just a drink. It's like, wait, but they're definitely. So I don't know. Maybe we should like turn around the other way and I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't
about
know.
this.
I don't know if we do or not, because I think all we are sort of proving right now is that everything is at least a little bit Star Wars, which is the central like buy-in you have to even like agree with the idea of this podcast.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I think I kind of have an idea about what my rating will be. Mostly.
I definitely do.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with my unit of measure is gonna be little specks of cinnamon on the top of that liquid
Okay.
cream. I think I'm gonna give it.
Go ahead, do yours, and then I'll tell you what mine is.
I'm gonna give it 4 out of 10
Wow.
because let me explain.
Jurassic Park got 5.
Let me explain myself. As we just discussed, everything is a little bit Star Wars. And the fact that this is easily consumed by a lot of people, comes around once a
Sure.
year.
Yeah.
That leads me to go. So I was like, it's definitely not halfway Star Wars. It's not a 5 out of 10. But I was like, but it's not a 1 either. And I was like, is it closer to the halfway than it is to 0? And I said yes. So that's why I did a 4. Anyway,
I see.
That's my logic.
That's actually fair logic. That's not far off from where my head is in terms of like, is this a 0? Like, definitively no. It has big media campaigns, and it everyone talks about it. However, 4 may be close to 5, but so is 3. Like 3 is closer to 5 than it is to 0. And because my unit of measure is pumps of pumpkin splurt.
Splurt.
That's how much comes in a tall pumpkin spice latte. I'm gonna give this 3 pumps.
I like it. Honestly, I think 3.
And I think I'm gonna keep pumps as my unit of measure for all the rest of the things we do.
Yeah, I think it should be splurts. Because splurts is terrible.
This gets 3 splurts.
Yeah, just 3 good old splurts. I think 3 is probably a little closer than 4 as far as like what's a really accurate measurement on our Hisui scale.
Yeah.
But we also are the only ones deciding what's accurate. So you know what? I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna say it's 3. I think you're right.
And who cares? Everything else gets a 7 anyway.
Exactly. Like let's have some conviction for once in our lives.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So we've discussed this. We've discussed pumpkin spice lattes. It's not a movie. It's not a TV show. And it's not a concept. It's an actual physical thing you can go out and get.
That's true.
So we're branching out here.
Yeah. Yeah, our past 2 episodes haven't been... Oh, no, Solo's a movie.
Right.
I was
Well,
like, our
it
past
could be
2
argued
episodes
that it's a
haven't been
movie.
movies. But that's arguably
But
true
yeah.
about Solo.
So if you want us on the
Yeah.
internet,
Hey, you want us?
you can find us at How Star Wars Is It on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find me and Mike on Twitter. And I never tweet anything, but you can find me there for sure.
And I do sometimes. I'm at Mike Gospel. Josiah is at the Josiah Man.
That's right. And if you want to email us with ideas or suggestions, or if you left a review and you want to get into that pool for the giveaway we're going to do once we hit 50 ratings, you can email us at agoodpodcast@gmail.com.
And you can email us at that address just for whatever reason, too.
Yeah, just email us if you want to talk
Yeah.
about anything.
Yeah. And let's see. We had mentioned earlier, but the live show, did the live show already happen? Yeah, the live show happened.
The live show already happened.
So look
yeah.
for that maybe in the future.
Yes, look for the live show to be coming up in the feed soon.
Yeah.
I think the one is still going on, right?
Yeah,
There's
let's
one
see.
more
Let's look at the release here. The one closes this weekend. The Matrix musical parody closes this weekend. I will be in the Friday show. I won't be in the Saturday show. That's not to say don't go to the Saturday show. You just won't see me. That Saturday, I will be at Baby Wants Candy at Second City at 7:30 and at 9, which is a musical improv show. And Anarchy, the improvised rock opera, has a run coming up. And in terms of stuff that I'm involved with, I think that's kind of all show-wise.
And I'm going to be out of Chicago again for a Christmas show contract. So come see me there, I guess. I'm not going to tell you where it is. Just like figure it out. Anyway,
It's nice I missed you. It's like an ARG, like figured out. So I've left clues throughout this entire
Man, did you ever
episode
do the
about where it
ARG
is.
that they did between like season 2 and 3 of Lost? Or maybe it was
No,
even
I
between
was-
1 and 2.
I got into Lost only during season 2, so I might have.
It was
missed
like
it.
sponsored by Sprite. I remember
Amazing.
that. Anyway, remember that thing about introducing a new idea at the end of something?
Yeah, good callback.
That was
call
from last
forward.
week.
I love it.
Okay,
I love
well,
it. I love
anyway,
it.
I feel like it's probably about time for Tubby Bye-Bye.
Yeah, I think so. So, as we always say, we love you. And may the fourth be with you.